There's a very big difference between a task that you get done and a win. And you know what that difference is? How you label it. When you stop seeing even the little things in life as wins, then you forget that you're winning all over the place.
Welcome, everybody, to the Chris Harder Show, where we are making you unapologetic about your pursuit of success, knowing that when good people like you make good money, they can then do great things. My name is Chris Harder, and several times per week, I will bring you epic guests, solo episodes, and every single tool, trick, and skill set you need to grow your business, grow your money mindset, and to grow your wealth to levels that you have never reached before. I've ended up in a unique place in life where I've got the experience, the connections, and all of the secrets that it takes to be successful. And I'm lifting the curtain to reveal it all to you in an effort to help put you in a position of abundance so great that you can then be as generous as possible. So let's lock arms and let's get started.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Chris Harder Show, where today I am grateful for, I'm grateful for what I'm about to talk about. And that is the real, simple, little things in life that I do on a regular basis that make a really, really, really big difference. And if you're like, why is he starting with what he's grateful for? I do this in every one of my solo episodes, not my interviews, but my solo episodes, where as a reminder, I share what I'm grateful for so that you kind of stop and pause and ask yourself, wait a minute, what am I also grateful for in this moment? Because when you stop and take inventory of what you do have, instead of always focusing on what you don't yet have, your life flips upside down. You see all of these assets all around you instead of all of these gaps that you wish that you had, but you don't have it yet. And it just makes life exponentially more valuable. So that's why I always start the show that way. And it's kind of a good segue into these 5 little tiny questions that Lori and I ask ourselves, or that we ask each other every single day, that make a massive, meaningful difference in our life. Now, I'm not talking about the Power 9. That's something different, but I'll share that with you real quick. And 2 of these questions, they're in the Power 9. But in case you're wondering what in the world is the Power 9, for years and years and years, when Lori and I go on our morning walk every day, we ask each other, what are 3 things that you are grateful for today? And then we say, what are 3 things that you're excited for today? And then we ask, what are 3 things that you're trying to manifest right now? And we take turns, right? And so 3, 3, and 3, that's 9. That's why we call it the Power 9. And we've been asking each other those questions verbally for years out loud. And it's amazing because there's never a time that goes by where I don't know what my partner is excited about, what my partner wants to manifest, or what my partner's grateful for. So it's great for relationships, friendships, the whole 9 yards. It's even a great icebreaker at like a dinner party or something like that. Now, that's different than the 5 questions that if you actually ask yourself every single day in a journal, or if you set them as prompts on your calendar, or if you set them as reminders to pop up on your phone, would allow you to recenter, once again, focusing on everything that's going your way and why you're doing what you're doing, instead of just going through life haphazardly, letting whatever falls into your lap, fall into your lap, good, bad, indifferent, otherwise. Because I got news for you. Life is full of mediocre at best happenings. They're all around you. A lot of bad ones, a lot of mediocre ones. Most stuff is not going to propel you forward. But there's plenty out there that is going in your favor. And it's these 5 questions that will help you to recognize that on a regular basis. The 5 questions are this. Number 1, what am I grateful for today? Whether it's somebody else asking you or whether it's you asking yourself, like I said, these could be reminders that pop up in your phone. These could be journal prompts. It could be anything. But asking yourself what you're grateful for today, the same way I started the show, the same way I start every single solo show, is a game changer. Simple but profound. The second question, what am I excited about today? Guys, I don't know about you, but me, when I wake up, people say I wake up naturally happy. I'm like a naturally happy person, optimistic person by default. And I am, but it's not by default. It's not because I'm genetically wired that way. It's because for years, I've focused on what I'm enthusiastic about. Because I've always asked myself, what am I excited about today? Instead of just going through looking at your calendar, be like, oh, look at everything on here. You can quickly reframe that by saying, what am I excited about today? So the first one was, what am I grateful for today? The second one, what am I excited about today? The third one is something that Lori and I ask ourselves on evening walks. And sometimes it's hard to answer, believe it or not, but it's powerful because you remember little simple things that went your way that you wouldn't have remembered otherwise. And that is this: what were 3 wins today? Not 1, not 2, but 3. Force yourself to write down. Again, these can be journal prompts. They can be phone reminders. They can pop up in your calendar. It doesn't matter. But the third question that'll change your life is, what were 3 wins today? And taking time to say them out loud, taking time to think about them. I can't tell you the number of times that Lori will ask me on a walk, okay, 3 wins. And I'm like, ugh, 3 wins. Today, a day like this? Pff, nothing. She'll like, come on, 3 wins. And I'll stop and I'll think, oh, wait, that's right. This new client came into our life. That's pretty cool. That's a win. And I'm like, oh, wait, another one. We got a morning dog walk in, an evening dog walk in. I had a good lift today. That's a win. And then I'll remember a third one because she forces me to remember one, just like I force her to remember. Like, oh, got my investor newsletter out for furlough today. Like, sometimes you're just small little wins. Like, you check something off your task list, your admin task list, but it's a win. And when you stop seeing things, even the little things in life, as wins, then you forget that you're winning all over the place. There's a very big difference between a task that you get done and a win. And you know what that difference is? How you label it. Let that sink in. If you call it a win, it's a win. It's worth celebrating. If you call it a task, it's a task that you got done. But getting a task done sometimes is a win. And that's what makes this third question so important. What were 3 wins today? The fourth question that'll change your life is, how intentional am I being right now? Now, this one really works as a reminder on your phone that you set, or a calendar prompt. How intentional am I being right now? Do you know how often I stop and ask myself, how intentional am I being right now? And I'm scrolling social media, or I'm doing emails, answering everybody else's agenda instead of intentionally moving something forward that I need to be. The number of times this saves me from doing mindless busy work and then falling victim to, well, I worked really hard today. What'd you do? Well, nothing intentional. I just reacted all day to what everybody else wants. This question saves you from that. How intentional am I being right now? It causes you to stop in your footsteps and say, oh, I'm putting that email away, putting that phone away, putting that thing away. And I'm going to go back to moving my project forward, moving my goals forward. The fifth question that'll change your life. And Lori is the one that always asked us. She always brings this up. And it's a good one. We'll be on a walk, or we'll be hanging out, or we'll be in a car ride. And she'll say, when did you feel God today? When did you feel God today? And this one's awesome, because you stop and you think, like, when did I feel God today? I know, when I watched that beautiful sunset over the ocean. My God, there's only one possible being that could create something that beautiful, and that's God, right? Or, when did I feel God today? I know, when that person swerved in front of me and there was that thing in the highway, and somehow, I don't know how, somehow I avoided it. Felt God during that time. Like little things like that. But you forget that there's these God moments, these miracles all around you every single day that you take for granted. But when someone comes along and says, hey, when did you feel God today? It makes you stop and pause. Maybe it's just something as simple as a sunrise or a sunset. Maybe it was the smell of the trees or the flowers today. Maybe it was the sound of the birds or the wind today. Maybe it was when you avoided that car accident somehow miraculously. Whatever it was, it's worth stopping to acknowledge when you found God today. And these 5 questions, whether you ask them of yourself or whether you ask them of your partner or whether you get into a friends group and hold yourselves accountable to maybe journaling to each other every single day. Heck, you could literally have a running email between you and a couple of friends where every day you have to answer these 5 questions and you hold each other accountable. Hey, didn't see your email yet today. The accountability of one asking themselves these 5 questions. What am I grateful for today? What am I excited about today? What were 3 wins today? How intentional am I being right now? And when did you feel God today? Those 5 questions, as simple as they may be, will profoundly change your life for the better. Hey, thanks for listening. Always love and appreciate you guys. I love when you slide in my DMs at Chris W. Harder on Instagram. Let me know what you think of the show. Let me know what impact it has on you. Send me show ideas. I love recording when you guys say, hey, do a show on this, do a show on that. That you guys are always on my gratitude list. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. And if you loved this episode and know of someone else who is as successful as they are generous, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world to me if you help me get this cause and this message out to as many listeners as I can. So please, if you liked what you heard, it goes a long way if you take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review and share this with your friends. I'll be forever grateful. And until the next episode, cheers to your success.